Hey folks, end of another month, so now start of May, and it's time to really just do a bit of a quick, update, just a couple of bits and pieces, latest vids and whatnot. So April, really the big games that I did videos for were Rainbow Islands, Hover Bother, 180, and Retrograde. It was interesting looking at the various stats from each, and it's sort of like the big spikes were for Rainbow Islands, obviously, and Hover Bother. 180 wasn't that popular, and Retrograde really does impress a lot of people graphically. Um, this buff is, for May, there's a few interesting buds on the horizon, although you've already seen the first. I guess I should say at Chase HQ, the horror conversion, enough said. So that's pretty much it. Everything, I've still got my backlog uploaded because of this current job I'm on, which makes things, of course, a little more interesting than I'd like. But hopefully, after that settles down next month, I'll start looking at what's happening with regard to format changes. But I'll talk about that in a bit. Next up is a few highlights. I mean, I've been wondering whether I should actually start doing separate pickup videos, but in the case of this month, there was actually a bunch I got from this collector in the States who was offloading. And some of these games are from that, some of them are not. But he basically has been offloading crazy things and like bundles of like 30, 64 games and other systems, a whole bunch of stuff. So a couple of games here are from that, a couple from some other sources. First off is Slex. Should see some footage in the corner. Rather great late era overhead racer. Fun little budget game. One I've kind of been wanting for a long time for a lot of reasons. It's just really well put together. I'm definitely going to do a video of that when the time comes. Secondly is First Strike. First Strike's a sort of behind view aerial shooter, a bit like sort of in the same position as Afterburner, but a heck of a lot more awesome. It was really good to actually get a proper copy of this with the manuals, as I've had cracked versions and stuff. But to have a proper copy with the instructions, even if it's really tiny text, is good to have. That's another one I want to do. First one from the crazy epic bundles was Intensity, which is a bit of a hard one to get a hold of. It's known. Well, the main thing about it is it's the last C64 game developed by Andrew Braybrook, and it's an interesting sort of way to go out. And it's interesting, like I've played it a bit beforehand from other sources in the past, but actually getting instructions, it's like, oh, there's a lot of surprising depth to it. So I'm looking forward to covering that. Like with Morpheus, not as over the top as Morpheus in terms of its depth, but there it is. But it's in there and it's actually pretty impressive. Next, of course, is Denaris, which is infamous in a lot of ways in C64 circles. It's another good horizontal shooter. As I said, you should see footage in the corner somewhere. I just did a quick pass of all these, sadly emulated. Great little horizontal shooter. Bit in the R-Type tradition. Well, you don't know the story. It started as Catechus, got released, got an injunction put on because it's a little too similar to R-Type. The devs went on to do the R-Type conversion for the C64, and then they got to release that amended. So it's a good little shooter. It's tough. I think it's rather tough. And of course, following on, we've got one of the true classics. Not far enough. Turrican, which is this really weird little cardboard cassette box which I've never seen before. Most of the time, games came like the single cassettes or these double cases, like the other games I showed. In Australia, we used to get most of the games tend to be in larger cardboard boxes, but yeah, this one's just like really tiny, and it's like the cassette and the manual. That's interestingly, the seller actually wrapped that in the bubble wrap, which is nice. I've always wanted a proper copy of both Turrican games. The first one, that was a good find. The second one, I'm still struggling to find right now. Hopefully, I'll get some leads on that. And last one I wanted to highlight, which was one of those big bundles that I got from that collector in the States, was Creatures 2. And you've already seen the video I did of that back in the first series of gameplays. Incredibly fun platformer, puzzler. One I've really, and it's really nice to have a copy because now got a copy of the first game, and I got a copy of the second game. Kind of nice to have the series complete. Although the first one, of course, was a compilation release and not the standalone. But it's really, really good to have. So as I said, I did want to just revise that whole. Should I split out pickups and try and cover more? I don't. I like that. So I don't know what people think. But yeah, at the moment things are a little high. It's probably going to be slowing down in the next few weeks just because of this contract's getting pretty busy, and I'm going to be, taking a break when this contract's over and focusing on things probably not as much actually trying to acquire stuff as trying to review it. Yeah, so a couple other things that, if you've been watching your channel, you see I've been doing a few score videos for Interghost's Retro Records site. I know, I saw that, some other posts come through people challenge. I thought, yeah, it'd be a good challenge. I kind of like the whole film the game, film you playing it, upload it, so you can sort of see, learn strategies, things like that. It's not like, just see a placard with the score at the end is like, well, yeah, it doesn't feel as right. But being able to see, that strategy and have it open, I really do dig that. So I'm going to be trying to do videos as I can, try and capture some more high score runs off the C64 itself. I mean, I did a couple of Atari ones emulated. I really have to look at getting my 2600 up and running and composite modded so I can actually hook that into the capture rig. Getting that stuff done. Most importantly is I now have a part 4 of the Elite series that I've been doing, finally recorded and ready to go. That's next month. It's at the end of the backlog. Yay! Hopefully, when I finish the contract, I can start knuckling down getting enough play to do parts 5 and 6. And at the moment, 6 parts is enough to wrap up everything. Then I want to move on to another big game. The other thing I'm going to be doing is I've been thinking a lot about, especially with editing that Elite episode, I've really thought about what works best. And because I'm not a big fan, I don't have a proper camcorder. So this is webcam off my laptop. I don't do the film it off the TV screen. I'd rather the capture approach, and that's a bit of a pain to edit for longer videos because audio track is separate. Well, my commentary is separate to the game audio and the video, and I can get away with lining it up for a simple play, but not so much for a very complex one, especially when I got to edit. So I'm thinking for games that I do just a single play video of, they're just going to be straight from the capture rig. For longer things like Elite, I'm actually going to be editing. I'm going to use the emulator. Vice works really well. Everyone seems to be happy enough with it. I like that. It's a little more convenient. I would love to get to stage where I could justify a lot more time capturing off real hardware for things like that, but it's not there. The other thing is, I talked about it at the start of the year about considering throwing ads on. I kind of done that this week, so you might start seeing ads appear. I don't know if it's even how much of it's gonna roll anything my way, but I don't know. It'd be nice to have as a secondary. So that's pretty much everything for the month. Keep watching as usual. Weeks I have been experimenting when the videos go up. I just trying to see if getting more people interested. If people are. And seeing how we go. Thanks again for watching, and of course subscribing and liking, commenting, all of that junk. Have a good weekend. I'm recording this Saturday morning. It might go up Saturday night or Sunday. It depends how I go. But have a good thing, and look forward to bringing you some more games soon. Thanks for watching.